There's the suspense screen.
That's right, the suspense screen is loading here. This is again Liquid Sheth versus DeMuslim. DeMuslim. I forgot how to talk because I didn't get to cast like at the normal time. I thought
ED needs Viagra, not this. Anyway, so here we go at the 12 o'clock position on Shattered Temple. We have our purple Zerg player. I do what I do. He is Liquid Sheth, so give a cheer if you're rooting for Liquid Sheth.
All right. And at the 2 o'clock position on Shattered Temple, we have our Terran player from the team EG, Evil Geniuses. It is DeMuslim. Give a cheer for DeMuslim.
All right, so we're going to get things started. We are close positions by Aaron. What a way to kick off the stream.
Oh, I know. It's just a beautiful thing, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah. Anyway, I just lost it. Okay, let's talk about the players here for a little bit.
Let's do that.
Sheth, a couple of months now in for Team Liquid. We talked to him at lunch earlier, says that has been a very positive change for him. He has been loving his team switch, and his opponent, DeMuslim, this is a guy who has been tearing up ladder at the moment, #1.
Yeah. Isn't he like #1 on Europe and NA right now?
I know he was. I know he was #1 NA for a fact. I know he was going for #1 EU, but I never tracked to see if he made that there or not.
It's like Marine King Prime levels of laddering right there.
Yeah.
Although Marine King had like the top 3 accounts on Korea for a while, but it's close, man. I mean, that is respectable. That's pretty cool.
That's actually pretty ridiculous, is what it is. But Barracks coming down now for DeMuslim. We'll see if he moves into gas right away with 75. Yeah, there's some gas, so probably going to be Hellions, but he could throw us for a loop and do some sort of a Reaper opening.
Yeah, well, I mean, a lot of Terrans the world over have kind of chosen the Reactor Hellion expand against Zerg. It's the safest thing to do. It's just kind of the way to get a good, solid game started. And that's probably what he's going to do. Could be wrong, though. We'll see. The drone's going to get into the base, it looks like.
Yes, certainly.
See what he can see.
And there we have it. Oh, and actually, as soon as I moved away, DeMuslim decided to drop down an engineering bay, just trying to delay this expansion for as long as possible.
Yep. Oh, like, probes sound like a wet piece of meat hitting the side of a barn or something like that when they hit something. Yeah, listen to that. That's,
whack.
What is that, actually?
A wet piece of meat hitting the side of a barn.
Is that the sound of, like, a clown being hit with a fish or something?
Yeah, I guess so.
That's what it sounds like. Oh, the engineering bay was not canceled, actually. Whoops. And we know that now because of the nice little blizzard thing that we have in there that says canceled.
Yes.
Next what we need is a thing that pops up and says, like, how many hits of a combo it is when units are hitting each other. That'd be awesome, man.
Still wondering if people in our chat are incessantly asking, is this live? That's what we hear every day.
It is live
IGN
now.
Studios,
it is.
Yes, yeah, we do. Marine going to come back in. It's going to clear up this Overlord for a little while. Now it looks like that's actually already outside of vision, outside of view.
Yep. On the high ground.
Yes, indeed. And that Barracks is actually going to provide the vision for a second. That Barracks apparently going to run headlong into the Overlord.
I like it. We'll have to see what this does as far as impacting the timing of the reactor, though. He might be deciding to go for a different opening, though he might just be giving the reactor. And that Overlord has picked the wrong ledge to go above.
That's impressive. I actually really like. Oh, no, that actually was a worse view.
You know, if his macro or his micro was really good, he could just actually squish the Overlord between the statue and the barracks. But looks like he decides to just kill with Marines.
So racing the supply depot at just the right time, and actually are going to have a reactor. Reactor being put down here in a second. But like you said, that's going to come way later.
Yeah, that's interesting. That's going to be a much later reactor for that. So you know, he's going to have a little bit more time before he gets those Hellions out, gets that map presence that you can get with that. But that's okay. Look at that Marine micro. Not bad at all, but it's just too many. Wow.
Too many links right there, and Sheth maintains 3 of those, and he's going right up to a Roach Warren. Very, very quick, actually, before his second queen had actually come out. We may, I don't know if he's going to go full-on Roach Rush or just all in on Roach Ling or something along those lines, but he certainly has that possibility.
You know, because the Reactor Hellion opening has become so popular in ZVT, and it's always been around, but it's lately become very, very popular. A lot of Zerg players now, especially in Korea, we see getting, you know, like about 3 to 5 roaches out to just put some pressure on their turn opponents, especially on a smaller map like this. So yeah, 3 roaches in production right now. Keeps them safe against the Hellions too. So
double command center coming up for DeMuslim as well. So he's going after very, very aggressive expansions. Even going to keep one in his base more than likely for a while, just so he can go ahead and use it for macro purposes.
Yep.
And let's see here. This pesky little Zergling going to town on the tech lab, but it is eventually going to get cleaned up. A few more roaches are being sent across, so Sheth is going to try and put on a little bit of pressure. Honestly, there's not much here that is going to damage the roaches, so DeMuslim's going to have to either run away with these Hellions and start working behind the supply depot or find some other solution, because these roaches could do a little bit of damage.
They certainly could. I mean, he doesn't really have too many Marines to help him defend right now, but, you know, it's only 3 roaches. Oh, they do get 1 Hellion, though. Wow.
Yes, indeed. And roaches are going to make their way up now. There's a Marauder in position, but Sheth still could pick off a couple of SCVs here.
He might. Looks like did he get 1?
I believe he got 1,
right.
yeah.
Those 3 roaches are still alive, man. They are survivors. They're like real-life roaches. You just can't kill them.
I will survive.
That's right. They're not disco
as long
roaches,
as you know how to love and know I'll be alive. Anyway, I'm done. Let's see. A few roaches are retreating at the moment. Those Hellions are going to finally start pushing their way up the map, at least taking map control at the moment. There's only really a token amount of lings, but no spine crawlers down for Sheth.
Yeah, Sheth already working on those rocks as well by his third, so he wants to try to get that third up quickly. It's tough to do on a map like this. You can see him putting it on the hatchery, get a little bit more macro capability with the extra larva. Oh, the Hellion's getting all the way into the main. They see the Evo chamber, which is relatively early in TVP, it looks like. And DeMuslim right now just trying to do a little bit of damage with those Hellions, but they're more important as far as scouting goes right now. I mean,
yeah, certainly.
Yeah.
We do have Tech Lab in place now for DeMuslim, and it looks like he already finished up Concussive Shell, going into Stim Pack after that. Yeah. Already has a reactor starport as well, so he's moving a little bit later into... No, he's not even going to move into tank production at the moment. Just going up to Mass Marine, so it's going to be Marine, Hellion, and Medevac for the time being.
Yeah, and I think the Hellions are actually going to be cut out fairly soon as well. You can see he just uses the factory to create reactors, and then he moves his barracks over to those. He's actually building another barracks, or another reactor on this barracks, and leaving the reactor over here. Just a little bit lonely, but you don't even have the camera on that. Never mind. That's I should look over at your screen sometimes, shouldn't I? Yeah.
Maybe. But anyway, let's see here.
When I can control my own camera, I don't have to do this at the GSL.
This is actually kind of interesting, though, because DeMuslim invested in those orbital commands so quickly and didn't produce SCVs off of them for the most part, was just using them for mules. So his supply is actually quite low. He is finally taking his natural, though, floating the command center over. And Sheth does have a pretty good lead in that regard, but 2 base with macro hatch at the moment. Looks like he's going over to a Baneling Nest as well, so he's going to have a pretty powerful unit composition in store for his opponent, but still no layer tech quite yet.
Yeah, not quite yet. In the meantime, we have a drop coming out from EG DeMuslim going across the map here, and how much damage is this going to be able to do? It's got some Marines in it, some Hellions in it, and he's got to avoid that Spore Crawler, but he might be able to pick off a Queen or 2, it looks like. 1 Queen goes down. He gets both Queens. Not bad at all. This drop is already worthwhile. Gets the Spore Crawler even, and he picks things up, just flies away.
Yeah, very, very nice job getting those 2 Queens, and runs away from there. Let's take a look. Another Spore Crawler is about ready to come up for Sheth, and he is finally going over to Layer Tech with that hatchery turning over at the moment. Still no 3rd base quite yet, and because essentially DeMuslim is working off of a macro structure as well in that 3rd orbital command, it's not being utilized. He actually has quite good macro at the moment. Oh, this drop actually going to catch the gold, though.
Oh, nice. He might be able to force a cancel. Nope, the Lings are there in time. The Medevacs will just kind of check that out and be like, oh, gold base, interesting. And then they're going to keep flying. Oh, is he going to actually? Nope. Not going to drop. He's just taunting the Zerglings.
Yeah, but he's also taunting the Queens, which are now rapidly firing at all of those.
Oh, Medevac almost going down there. He does see those Banelings morphing as well. Sheth not afraid at all. Just showed DeMuslim exactly what he's planning here. And you know what? I mean, DeMuslim, I think, is okay with it. He's got siege mode almost finished. He's going to have a decent force to defend if Sheth decides to get aggressive.
Right.
Probably just going to stay defensive for the most part right now. I mean, no reason to try to kill your opponent at this point in the game.
There are a lot of forces in the middle, though. DeMuslim did move up with another huge group of Marines. It looks like he's going to try and press an attack when the first tank joins the battle, but doesn't really have a lot of tank support. There are a lot of Lings up there.
Yeah, this may not be the best position for DeMuslim. We'll see. And here comes the units of Sheth. A good amount of Banelings here. The siege tank getting sieged up, but it is just too many Lings. And Sheth crushes that first attack.
Yes, he does, but at the same time, DeMuslim taking his 3rd down at the bottom right-hand corner. He has a few Marines here to defend. Is going to need to stim up pretty quick as these Lings are actually taking, they're doing quite a bit of damage. This entire Ling force is going to go down. Didn't even need the use of these Banelings.
Yeah, getting swarmed there. That last Marauder was like, don't leave me hanging, but he was left hanging. He died. That's what happened.
The Banelings have already done their damage. Whoa, one supply depot goes down, so now Lings are going to be able to flood into the main. DeMuslim is losing quite a few SCVs as well.
Yes, he is, and those Lings are going to be able to run right in there if they want to, but no, they're just going to harass the supply depots and things at the natural. Really, really big score for Sheth to come in and prevent the mining there, do some damage, keep the army of DeMuslim minimal, and with Sheth having that gold base becoming active in just the next couple seconds here, DeMuslim suddenly in a bit of trouble.
Yeah, we have a little bit of a drop. Looks like it may take out a couple of drones. These Lings should react pretty quickly, though they do. So not a ton of damage going to be done. Actually, DeMuslim losing a few Lings there finally picks up.
DeMuslim lost some Lings? How did he do that?
Yes. Changed races on us at the last second. I didn't misspeak. No, yeah.
See the Team Liquid thread already. DeMuslim race change at IPL?
Yes, and it was super effective. No,
Zergling strategy,
did pick
is it
up
viable?
his Marines. You are correct. A lot of mules down to the bottom right, though. So economy tab suggests that DeMuslim is, even though he's down by 33 workers, he's actually mining at basically the same rate at the moment.
Yeah, here's the thing, though. Those Zerg units of Liquid Sheth are about to break through those destructible rocks, and when that happens, they can run right into the third, get some mule kills. It looks like he's just going to back off for now, possibly going to wait for larger force. Yeah, you can see sending some Lings down the left side of the map to get to that third base of DeMuslim, and I don't think DeMuslim knows this is coming yet. Certainly doesn't seem that way.
He did break down the rock, so he should have a few Marines able to run up there pretty quickly. Although he's a little more, he's paying a little more attention to this Overlord. He does manage to kill it, but there are some Banelings that just popped up.
Here come the Lings, and all these mules are going to get taken out. The SCVs as well. DeMuslim probably going to need to lift his command center. Here come the Marines here, but it is not going to be enough to fend off what Sheth has right now.
Yep, and the Banelings are rolling in. Are they going to get the good burst on the Marines? Not quite yet. DeMuslim reinforcing, and Sheth has to run away.
And some Marines stimming to try to pick off some of the remaining units. Those Banelings rolling as fast as they possibly can, which must be very uncomfortable. I wouldn't enjoy it. You ever like getting one of like a tractor tire or a barrel as a kid and like roll down a hill? That's what I would imagine the Banelings feel like after you get that upgrade. That's like a mean thing to do if you're the Overmind.
No, I was way too sheltered for my mother to ever allow me to do something like that.
Okay, I see. Well, it's not fun. Trust me, you didn't miss anything.
All right. I'll take your word for it. A good number of Marines up for DeMuslim, though. He's going to start pushing through the middle of the map. He has 5 tanks in store as well, so he should be able to leapfrog those quite well and get himself a favorable engagement. But Sheth is really moving into swarm mode. 22 more Banelings about to pop up. That is now 29 on the field altogether with 100 Lings. And I do believe he put down a Spire just a little while ago, so he can move into that tech. He's got Infestation Pit that just finished as well. Pathogen Glands with some Infestors coming up, so he has a lot of tech choices at his disposal.
You know, this is so interesting what Sheth is doing with the Adrenal Glands upgrade specifically. I mean, we've been seeing players get that upgrade pretty quickly in a lot of our games this tournament, and that's something that I really don't recall seeing as often.
Yeah, we were talking about that yesterday. You were mentioning before that it was a little unusual that it was coming at that timing, but
you know, it makes a lot of sense now that players are starting to get the Infestors quite a bit sooner to, you know, why not get the Hive sooner and get that cheap, good upgrade for the Zerglings anyway. So, yeah, it's not too surprising. You know, a little bit of action in the middle of the map there.
Super aggressive Ling play, even through the late game, has been pretty popular lately, especially players like Stefano using them against very notable Terran opponents. So we'll see if that's just going to be a change that's a little more often. We have +3 melee attacks just about to, just underway now for Sheth, and that Adrenal Gland's just about to finish up, but Infestors have joined the battle, and that is a powerful force that's rolling through the middle of the map.
You know, DeMuslim's got a great tank spread right now that may be a saving grace, but, you know, Sheth just has so much stuff. Here he comes. Tons of Zerglings, some Banelings, and some Infestors to boot. And will there be enough tanks? I don't know, man. They're doing some damage, but it looks like the swarm is just too big.
Yeah, the Marines are already taking quite a bit of damage, despite the fact that they were naturally spread out quite far, and that the tank spread was as good as you could have possibly hoped for DeMuslim, but the sheer Zerg might of Sheth was able to drive through all that. There's the GG from DeMuslim.
So Liquid Sheth taking game 1 in this quarterfinal best of 3 here in the winners bracket of the pool play.
Yes, indeed.
The open bracket, I guess.
The open bracket.
Yeah, open